Right, today we're going to be talking about default and automatic values in the EPrints workflow. So I'm on the detail stage of a new article that I created in my fresh repository. I haven't made any changes to this aside from, oh, look at that, I haven't even set my name in the profile. But we have the workflow here. This is the default workflow. And imagine if I wanted to add some additional information, for example, perhaps corporate had suggested that we might want a bit of text there to display supported by the Avian Society of Hampshire. Now, what I want to do is have this non-binding in the workflow, so it will be there by default, but if anybody wants to override it or change it or modify it or remove it, they're welcome to. And so to do that, I need to find out what the name of the additional information field is. So if I just copy that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and have a look in the admin. Where is it? Manage metadata fields. It's a field on an EPrint. So it was additional information. Whoops. So additional information, the field name is note. So what I want to do is set a value on note, and I'm going to try and do that through the front end without touching the command line. So if I view configuration, we have this file here called EPrint fields automatic, and this is where automatic fields are set. So what I'm going to do, being careful to comment this, I don't know where my hash key is on this keyboard. Are there any comments already in here? Yes, let's just copy that one out. What's the date today? 1506. 17. So I can say, wait, I'm in EPrint fields automatic. That's not where default fields are set. It's EPrint fields default. We'll be looking at EPrint field default in a minute. Now, the only default value that's set on an EPrint by default is the type. That's because of the conditional nature of the workflow. A lot of fields are conditional on which type it is, so it's set by default as article, and it's the first thing you see in the workflow. So I will save this change and hope for the best. I'm going to reload the configuration. Because it's a .pl file, it doesn't automatically update. And then if we go to manage deposits and we create a new item, and jump to the details section, we can see that hopefully we have this value here. And we can chop and change that around. Oops, typos. So if I save that, you can see that the additional information, this work is supported by the County of Dorset. So we've overridden what the default value was. As simple as that. If you're looking at a more complex kind of default value, something that perhaps relies on the user object. So for example, if I have a look at my profile, I will take the opportunity to set my name. And I will set my organization as the Isle of Wight Otter Institute. Now, if I wanted to have this as the default text of any item that I deposited, so if we'd set all of the some field on our user record that we wanted to populate as an automatic value, unfortunately, the default fields won't work. And the reason for that is, if we have a look at, I'm going to switch to the command line because I just find it so much more comfortable. If we look at, where are we? If we look at the default fields, all we have is some data and the repository object. Now, we don't have, oh, wait, we can do this because I didn't think we had the repository object. So I can say, note, let's get the user object first. I believe the function is current user. If what was the field name? So I set the organization and I believe that is org. But let's check. On the user object, organization org, yeah. So if the organization is set, what we'll do is we will change the default value to the depositor was affiliated with the other great thing on the command line is I can just run Perl on EPrint fields, whatever I've edited, and that will just tell me if it parses. So let's restart. So now, if I create a new item, jump to details, it should have pulled out. The depositor was affiliated with the Isle of Wight Otter Institute. And if I go to my profile and I unset my organization, so now it is not set, we will revert to the previous default value.